You find a nice girl and she tucks you into bed.
Slade snorts loudly.
Mommy puts me to bed every night. Does that mean I get laid by Mommy?
No. It's more for girlfriends and boyfriends.
Sarah Steepong says her older brother is never gonna get laid because his name's Jocelyn.
Jocelyn? That's a girl's name.
A girl from school said that?
Yeah, I don't like Sarah though. She picks her nose and puts the boogers under her boobs.
What?
Alice enters.
Dash, we were wondering when you guys were gonna show up.
Hit some traffic on the way back. Sorry.
Actually, I go by Dashel now. It makes me sound more dignified.
You'll always be Slade to me, buddy.
Gay.
Slade laughs and slaps Quint's buttocks as Quint walks over to Alice and gives her a kiss. Interior Dutch household hallway day. Slade stands at the end of the hallway facing Orville.
Hey, dipshit.
Orville makes eye contact. Slade glares and points at both of his eyes with his index and middle finger and then at Orville's eyes. He makes an obscene gesture to his crotch with his hands and then pretends to blow an invisible penis, all while staring directly at Orville. Orville gives him a puzzled look and heads back to the kitchen. Slade off camera.
Aw, don't blue ball me!
Under his breath.
What the fuck are you doing?
Interior Dutch household kitchen day. Orville stands at the opposite side of the island from Minnie, Quint, Alice, and Bentley, and Slade enters. Slade approaches Minnie from behind.
Minnie, aren't you looking ravishing today? Did you do something with your hair?
Minnie rolls her eyes and takes a sip of her champagne.
Oh, Lord. All right, everybody. Pizza bagels will be ready in 10 minutes.
Interior Dutch household dining room day. Alice, Orville, Bentley, Minnie, Slade, and Quint sit around a large dining room table in that order. There are pizza bagels on a silver dish in the center of the table. Next to it is 2 pitchers of juice, a pitcher of water, 2 bowls of potato chips, and a container of hummus.
I feel like the queen.
Well, you can thank Orville for that.
Nice job, numbnuts. Maybe when you hit puberty, you'll see what grown-ups like to eat.
Orville slams his hands on the table.
Hey,
He turns to Bentley, who is standing right back at him.
Funk is my favorite genre of music. Just thought I'd mention it.
Everyone grabs their portions of food and drinks.
Hey, Bentley, why don't you tell your mom about what you said about that girl from your school?
Now, honey, what Susie says of Sally says more of Susie than of Sally.
That's right. Take, for example, people who call a light recreational activity alcoholism. It could point to that name caller's own
She looks directly at Quint.
inadequacies.
Quint looks back at her, alarmed.
What's going on?
Nothing.
He leans towards Minnie. Alice and Orville pretend not to notice.
Can we talk about this later?
Uh-oh, drama.
Orville turns to his left and sees Kelly Plaid, sitting backwards in a chair on the table, in between Alice and Quint. Kelly smiles at Orville. Orville glances casually and passively at first, then looks away. He double takes and Kelly is gone. His eyes are wide. He blinks hard several times.
You okay there?
Yeah. Shit got in my eye.
Orville looks back at his plate and takes a bite. He looks up and Kelly is now on the other side of the table, across from Orville, in between Slade and Minnie. He waves and smiles at Orville.
So Nick's industry stock just went up, as did my salary.
He and Alice smile at each other. Orville is preoccupied with Kelly, who is making faces behind Slade's back.
What? You want some of this?
He stands up.
Let's go.
All right, settle down, children.
Slade sits back down, not taking his eyes off Orville.
I thought I saw something behind your back.
You need to watch your own back, tuna fish.
Kelly, now sitting in a chair beside Slade, stabs a knife through Slade's hand. It is pinned to the table.
I'm not joking. I'm not afraid to slit a man's throat.
Okay, that's
I've done it,
Slade's hand is bleeding profusely.
and I'll do it to you too. Won't blink an eye. Why are you staring at my hand? Look me in the eye.
Orville looks at Slade, lazy-eyed. Kelly pulls the knife out of Slade's hand. Slade points at Orville, his hand now clean and uninjured.
You need to learn respect. In my religion, for realism, we're supposed to take it easy. But I can make an exception for you.
Who let this joker in my house?
Your house?
I'll be right back.
Orville stands up and exits. Interior Dutch household kitchen day. Orville enters and leans with his hands on the island. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath.
Get a hold of yourself.
Kelly, off camera.
Did I scare you?
Orville, startled, looks up to see Kelly sitting across from him. He is smiling and resting his head on his hand while leaning on the island.
Cool trick, huh?
Orville, not looking him in the eyes.
You're not here right now.
Says who?
Not you. You don't exist.
Clever. We should be friends. I'm Kelly.
I know who you are.
Orville, shaken, leaves. He keeps his eyes on the ground. Interior Dutch household dining room day. Orville sits back down at the table.
Because me and my ex-husband, bless his corpse, bought this house together, Alice and Orville grew up in this house.
Yeah, and now it's ours.
Technically, it's half Orville's.
Orville is staring at his plate.
He's in his own little world half the time, so who cares?
Daydreaming about my schnutz.
Alice rolls her eyes.
This will always be my house.
Why do you always have to do this?
Minnie stands up and hesitates as we zoom in on her face.
Because I'm an alcoholic.
She chugs the remainder of her drink and leaves the room.
Well, this turned out swimmingly.
Mommy, I have soccer practice today.
Oh my gosh, I totally slipped my mind. I don't think you're going to be able to make it today, honey. That is, unless your Uncle Orville can take you.
Orville, looking up from his plate.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yay!
Alice looks at the time.
Oh, wow, cutting it close. You guys should head out, like, now.
I'm ready whenever.
Of course you are. Bentley, go grab your uniform and extra clothes.
Bentley runs out of the room. Alice to Orville.
I'll pick them up so you can do whatever it is you do.
Interior Orville's car day. Bentley situates himself in the back seat while Orville adjusts his mirrors.
Ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Exterior Dutch household day. Orville's car drives away from the house and comes to an abrupt stop with a loud screech. Interior Orville's car day. Kelly is sitting in the passenger seat, checking himself out in the mirror of his sun visor.
I had salad in my teeth. Why didn't you tell me?
What's wrong?
Nothing. I just thought I saw a cat or something.
Meow.
Exterior Dutch household day. Orville's car leaves the property and gets onto the road. Interior Orville's car day. 1980s pop music plays from the radio.
This music's fucking elderly. Do you even know what year it is right now?
Yeah, it's 2000 and get the fuck out of my car.
What?
Orville turns the radio down.
Just sing along to the radio.
He turns the radio back up.
Don't lie to the boy. Tell him I'm here. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him, tell him, tell him, tell him, tell him.
Orville turns the music up so that is now blasting.
Oh, real mature.
Exterior soccer field's day. Orville's car pulls into the parking lot. Bentley gets out, grabs his things, and waves to Orville. He runs over to a group of boys his age on the soccer field. Interior Orville's car day. Orville hits his face against the steering wheel several times.
Something wrong?
Nope, I'm feeling fine. Just fine.
Orville continues to hit his head on the steering wheel. He looks over to Kelly, who is snorting a line of cocaine from the dashboard.
What are you doing?
I have glaucoma.
Get that shit out of here.
You don't want it?
I don't do drugs.
What about that JJ you smoked last night?
Not a drug.
Okay, listen. All you gotta do is will me away, and I'll be gone. Just like that.
Orville closes his eyes and breathes deeply in and out. He opens his eyes and Kelly is nowhere to be seen. He breathes a sigh of relief. Exterior soccer field's day. Orville's car begins to drive towards the main road. Kelly, off camera.
Gotcha!
The car swerves and screeches as it comes to a stop. Interior Orville's car day. Kelly is now in the back seat, his head resting right next to Orville's.
You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you?
Orville looks completely miserable. Interior Italian restaurant day. Orville is sitting at a booth across from Kelly.
So you really want to get rid of me?
Obviously.
What if you need me?
Like hell I do.
You're just mad because your mom has a bigger dick than you.
Fuck you.
Waitress, off camera.
Excuse me?
Orville turns to see a waitress behind him, ready to take his order. It is revealed that he is sitting in a one-sided booth facing a wall.
Sorry. Tourette's.
The waitress looks concerned, but puts a smile on.
And what can I get for you today?
I'll have a calzone.
Kelly on the other side of the booth has reappeared.
Oh my god, lame.
And a lemonade.
So lame.
The waitress scribbles on her notepad.
Coming right up.
She leaves.
Why do we have to go here?
There's no...
He looks around to see the other patrons staring at him. We see again that he is alone in the booth. He turns back around and Kelly has disappeared. Orville leans in, lowering his voice.
There's no we, alright?
Kelly, ignoring his comment.
Why couldn't we have gone to Greasy Bottoms? I heard they have deep-fried corn nut Nutella crepes.
That sounds disgusting. Besides, I'd prefer not to eat at a restaurant whose slogan is just eat it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Orville gets up and heads towards the restroom. Interior restroom day. Orville dries his hands with a paper towel and throws it away. He opens the door to leave. Interior police department day. Orville walks out of the doorway wearing a nice beige suit and a tie and trench coat. His eyes widen as he surveys the room. He is in the offices of the police department. Officers work on their computer or do paperwork at their desk. Orville looks up and notices what he is wearing. He looks up to see a waitress from earlier approaching him, now in full police uniform. Kelly, wearing a suit and tie, follows.
Well, detective, have we got something for you?
Kelly hands him a file. He opens it to see a crude drawing of male genitalia. Orville is disgusted and throws it back at Kelly, who laughs obnoxiously. He turns to the waitress.
Well, what?
Don't act coy with me, detective. You aren't the only one in this unit with something to lose.
She looks over sorrowfully at a picture on her desk directly behind her of her and over a dozen cats.
Try leaving that behind every morning, not knowing if you're gonna make it back home.
A red-headed man wearing a prison uniform runs in from an adjacent room and heads towards the exit. He turns around and points a gun towards Orville. He fires off 2 poorly aimed shots before running out the door.
Get him!
Orville, confused and hesitant at first, runs after him. Exterior police department day. Orville emerges from the building. The sky is gloomy and the environment appears overwhelmingly gray. He spots the red-headed man running 50 yards away and follows him. Exterior alleyway day. Orville traps the red-headed man at a dead end in a narrow alleyway. Kelly runs up behind Orville. The man falls to his knees.
Please, I have a family. Please don't send me away.
Sorry, Firecrotch. Crime doesn't pay.
Orville to Kelly.
What'd this guy even do?
Who cares? Go with the flow.
The red-headed man fires his gun at Orville and Kelly, but he is out of bullets. He charges at them. Orville trips him and he falls on his face.
Finish him.
What?
Relax, it's not real.
Orville turns the red-headed man over so that he is now laying on his back and straddles him, holding him